Hey everyone, my name is Paul. Welcome to my shop. We're just going to get right into the sawmilling video. So I'm still trying to work my way through that stack of walnut logs, so let's get right into it. Last week we got started on this pile of walnut logs I got from a friend of mine. Some of them are quite bent, so the only thing they're really suitable for is slabs. There was a little bit of figuring in one of the logs, but there was also quite a bit of rot in both of them. This week we managed to cut 3 logs. 2 of them were crotch pieces. This one here had quite a nice crotch section to it and another branch coming off the bottom. This was an odd little one with a crotch section on it. And then this third log, I kind of debated with it because there was a branch coming off the side, which I knew would get some nice figuring, but I'm also kind of needing some 4/4 as well. But in the end, we cut it as slabs. The first log we have here has quite a crotch section to it. And unfortunately, it's too wide for my sawmill. I've got 27 inches between the 2 guides. And this, I think, was probably in about 36, 37 inches. So I had to knock 6 or 7 inches off of one side and just a few inches off of the other. At this point, it's narrow enough that I can saw it. So I have to roll it 90 degrees. And I have a board there between my 2 squaring jigs because this log is only about 7 feet long. And it will fall between the squaring jigs. So got to keep a board there just to keep it from rolling off the sawmill. And once everything was level, I took a pretty good pass off the top. Then we rotated the log 180 degrees. And then I went through it on the 2-inch scale. And when you take away the kerf of the blade, that ends up being about 1 3/4 inch slab. Just to make our time with the sawmill most efficient, it's best just to throw a couple straps around that log, put it in the trailer, and I can wash the sawdust off the individual slabs later in the day. The next log was another short one, it had a bit of a curve to it. It did sit on the sawmill quite nicely. The only thing we had to do was rotate it a little bit before I could take that first cut off of it. My GoPro's memory card filled up, so I just took a little bit of video of this last log being loaded. It had that branch right off of it, and I really debated on whether or not I should just cut this into lumber. As I mentioned before, I am out of 4/4 walnut lumber, but I ended up just slabbing it, and it turned out pretty good. There is some nice figure in there. This is the first side of the bonus log. And I had to cut that little piece off. Not much right there, but we got some nice figuring right there. A little bit of rot as well. This is the last slab that I didn't have room for on the side of the trailer, but there we go. That's more like it. I gave those slabs a quick flip, rinsed off the remaining sawdust, and then moved them out of the way so I could get the next slabs off the trailer. And then once again, rinse, repeat, and see what we got. Nice figure right there where the branch split off. This is side 2. Got a real nice figure up here. This was the first log that we cut in the morning, and I had my hopes on this one about producing the best looking figure. It had the 2 branches coming off in the Y, so you'd get that nice crotch feathering or compression feathering. And it didn't disappoint. There was quite a bit of figure on most of the pieces there. But I also understand that this is not everyone's cup of tea. You know, I had a similar log to this about a year ago, and I had a comment that what I had here was firewood, which I think this guy was probably a firewood processor. But in the end, I did sell those ones for about $10 a board foot, and I think these ones will go for a similar price. When I do get slabs like this, I just really wish I had a wider sawmill so I didn't have to cut off so much of that branch. I think the slabs look really nice when they have more of the branch visible. But yeah, what can you do? Once everything was rinsed off, we loaded them back into the trailer. Then I backed it down to my barn. We didn't actually offload the trailer that day because I didn't have any stickers. So I had to get some bits of lumber, cut the appropriate stickers, and then we offloaded it the next afternoon. Right now the moisture content on these slabs is probably between 60 and 80%. So they're going to sit in my barn for maybe 6 to 8 months. We are at the end of winter and going into summer, so I'm hoping that maybe by the end of summer going into fall, they'll be ready to put into the solar kiln. And I'll let them sit in the barn till they get to below 20% moisture content. But between now and then, I've got plenty to go through the kiln. But that about wraps this up, folks. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, list them down below, and we'll see you next time.